Hi there, I am here to explain inferior mesenteric artery anatomy today. So the inferior mesenteric artery arises from abdominal aorta at the level of L3 vertebra. So here is an image showing the posterior abdominal muscles, diaphragm and also the vertebral column along with abdominal aorta. So usually the abdominal aorta bifurcates at the level of L4. So inferior mesenteric artery arises from the abdominal aorta at the level of L3, means approximately around 3 to 4 centimeters above the termination of abdominal aorta. So here is the inferior mesenteric artery. So inferior mesenteric artery, we can see it is arising from the ventral side of abdominal aorta along with the other two unpaired major arteries. The unpaired major arteries ventral branches are, one is the celiac trunk. First one is the celiac trunk, which is an artery of foregut. Then superior mesenteric artery, which is the artery of midgut, and inferior mesenteric artery is the artery of hindgut. So it's a inferior mesenteric artery, it is an artery of hindgut and it has four major branches called as left colic branches. Then it has got sigmoidal branches and superior rectal arteries. So here we can see the left colic branch. This is the left colic branch. Then it further gives rise to sigmoidal branches. Usually sigmoidal branches are 2 to 3 in number. Sigmoidal branches, and finally terminally it continues as superior rectal artery. So the artery of Drummond, it is this inferior mesenteric artery also contributes in the formation of marginal artery of Drummond. So you can see an artery which is running parallel to the intestine is the marginal artery. So this is an artery of Drummond, marginal artery of Drummond. So after arising from the abdominal aorta, it runs downwards to the left behind the peritoneum to cross the termination of left common iliac artery, just medial to the ureter. So we can see the left common iliac here. This is the left common iliac artery, and the left common iliac artery just medial to this is the ureter. Ureter is not demonstrated on left side, but on the right side we can appreciate ureter here. So similarly there would be ureter on the left side as well, which is just medial to the inferior mesenteric artery. At this point it continues further as superior rectal artery. So superior rectal artery is the terminal continuation of inferior mesenteric artery beyond the level of left common iliac artery. So branches I will just repeat. It has got left colic, sigmoidal arteries and superior rectal artery. So left colic artery, it is the first branch of inferior mesenteric and it has both an ascending and descending branch. So we can see the left colic artery, it further divides into ascending and descending branches. And the ascending branch anastomoses with the branches of middle colic artery to form artery of Drummond. So ascending branches, it goes and anastomoses with the middle colic artery. So middle colic artery is a branch of superior mesenteric artery, and ascending branch of left colic, which is a branch of inferior mesenteric, they anastomose near the splenic flexure of the colon, means this part, near the splenic flexure of colon. And next about the descending branches, descending branch anastomose with the first sigmoid artery. We can see the descending branch anastomose with the first sigmoid artery. Sigmoid arteries supply the lower part of the descending colon and S-shaped sigmoid colon as well. Superior rectal artery. This artery supplies the rectum above the pectinate line. So, it divides into branches that anastomose with the middle rectal and lower rectal arteries, which supply the anal canal between the pectinate line. So, the terminal continuation of inferior mesenteric artery is superior rectal artery. Next, regarding the marginal artery of Trement. Marginal artery of Trement, this is the continuation of arcade arterial that runs along the internal border of the colon. So, we can see here already I have labeled artery of Trement, which is along the margins of the colon, and it is formed by the anastomosis of all the terminal branches of superior and inferior mesenteric artery. So, the left colic branch, that is the ascending branch of left colic branch and middle colic branch, they have focally small anastomosis. This which makes the splenic flexure a watershed area that is vulnerable to ischemia. Let's talk about the distribution. Inferior mesenteric artery is the artery of hindgut. So, hence it supplies all the parts of the gut derived from the hindgut. So, it supplies like left 1/3 of the transverse colon, descending colon, rectum and upper part of anal canal. So, this is all about the branches, distribution and anatomy of inferior mesenteric artery. Thank you.